Hey y'all, what's going on? Tabitha here. So this morning I woke up around 2 or 3 o'clock and I wasn't able to go back to sleep. This kind of happens for me every now and again. And when it does happen, I know that I'm being led to pay attention, to focus, to pray, to strategize, and to think about what my next move will be. So I know that's kind of weird for some, but that's just how I'm built in these newer seasons of my life. I'm being led to reposition myself or to step back into a pool that I should have nurtured 4 years ago. How do I know that so clearly? Because I'm sitting here looking at it on my laptop right now. The interesting thing is, as I woke up, I started to pray, and then my mind shifted. My question to myself was, or to God is, how did I get here? What season was it when I lost my voice? I have been regaining my voice over the past years, maybe honoring it much more in the past year and a half, to where I realized that I lost my voice in the 15-year circumstance that I was in. I took a year and a half off, abstaining, working super hard, just focusing on nothing but work, didn't have anything else to do. So it was just me, and I was just, doing that, just working to keep my mind off of what I had just come out of. I finally decided that I was ready to maybe ground myself back into some type of relationship. And I started to ask God to guide me into something where I could feel that I was ready to invest again, but not necessarily. I wasn't really ready to fully settle down because I was still afraid. But I wound up connecting, and I wound up losing my voice again without going too deep into that. In doing that, I found myself even guiding myself into systems that I actually was not willing to normally participate in. I'm usually very entrepreneurial. I have pretty much been self-employed for a long time. And in that, I found up saying, well, okay, as I lost my voice, trying to people please, because that is the vein that I wound up back in. I left the 15-year circumstance, people pleasing, and losing my voice, like totally losing my voice, and stepped out, cleaned that part up, realized who I was and what I wanted, started another business back up again, and jumped right back into something where I lost my voice again. So, and this one wasn't badgering. This was just me trying to people please, me trying to show up how I felt everyone, not just the person that I was connected to, but family, just everybody, because I had been in such a horrible circumstance, and people had viewed everything that I had gone through and endured, and it just seemed that I really wasn't going to be able to catch up. I couldn't find myself. Therapy was needed, just all of that. So I was just trying to show up because everyone, was paying attention. Everyone was watching. And I was like, yeah, I need to do whatever. Everyone else's opinion was what mattered to me in that season. And I became desperate and just lost and confused. So just to share a tidbit of what made me somewhat wake back up, but it was forced. It was imposed from the Most High. I went through a mental breakdown. I was working for the hospital system in this season, and that stint that I did, that thing broke me down so bad. It taught me a lot, which was how to be more patient, how to be even more caring and giving than I already am, because there were areas in my life where I seen myself like, wow, well, you thought you were very compassionate in this area, and it looks like you really still could use some work here. So it did show me a lot, but amidst all of that, it was amidst COVID. That's another part of it. So it was just crazy. And I wound up having that mental breakdown, and yeah, that was crazy. So I bowed out gracefully and decided not to go back to work for the hospital system, because they did welcome me back initially, but it was just so much going on, and I was like, yeah, no. Even my family was kind of like, why would you go back somewhere that broke you down? So again, it's me listening to family, but it kind of made sense for me in that season. So after that, what I wound up doing, there was this course from KBA. And I don't know if any of you all know what I'm talking about. It was a course that I was interested in. I tried to go ahead and partake in that course, and the Most High pretty much canceled that out for me. So that became a no. I couldn't even answer the questions that the person who was interviewing me basically was asking me to make it make sense. Just knew that it would be something that I could do, because I had been on YouTube for years. Like, YouTube was my playing ground, my playing field. It was where I made money, you know, years before YouTube had become so commercialized. It was back when the spiritual community was really strong and we were doing our thing. So it was in that season of, for me, spirituality and healing. So I knew the YouTube streets. But in the season of COVID, it was becoming more commercialized, so I did not fit in, and I was still healing. I wasn't able to take the course because I wasn't ready. So back to me waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock this a.m. and having to focus and asking myself, what is it that you want? How did you lose your voice? Couldn't give myself an answer, but I literally kind of just gave myself an answer. So doing this is giving me the answer of where I lost my voice the second time. So thanks you all for listening to that part, because there was a lot of rambling actually at this point, but it was clarity for me. So yeah, but so now in that, I realized that question to me was, where are you willing to invest in yourself as well as others? My inner voice told me last night that it was time for me to be of service again. And I was saying to myself, but I am. I knew it had a lot to do with the YouTube platform. I was saying, but I'm showing up. Even though, honestly, to myself, it's not fully what I want to be doing. You know, I'm still trying to find my way, because again, as I've shared on a couple of the other videos, I'm that Jill of all trades. My hands can do a lot. And it's kind of overwhelming sometimes. Even this morning when I was doing my yoga and my stretches, I was saying to myself, I feel stuffed, and I feel I have too much going on inside of myself that I can create. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not ready to do this. I don't want to do that. I have no interest in doing this. So I was canceling out the things that I knew that I really didn't want to do, and where I'm not willing to invest, at least not in this season. So, you know, I was like, I just really don't know. But that message or that question to me was, where do you fit in now on your YouTube channel? So for some reason, I was led to open up my notebook on my laptop, and something told me to open back up. I had saved and jotted down some of the information or lessons that we were learning from the KBA course. And as I read it, now mind you all, this was done back in May of 2022. I was like, wow, and everything about it is where I am now. And it's giving me my clarity of where I want to be and what I want to be doing and what I'm capable of doing in this season. Well, for me, what I'm realizing is all the storm, all the chaos, all the noise that I've gone through in the past is now in my hand for me to share in full view for others who have possibly gone through similar things. Even though the Most High had already been telling me, share your story, I've been sharing minimal, very minimal, because I really did not know how to do that. And I'm still not fully sure of how to do that, or if I even want to do it in that way. I just know that I am here to assist and to help and to show up. So the question to you all is, what are you all willing to do? What are your skills even? And with those skills, as I'm saying skills, those skills are not necessarily anything that you have gone through in an actual job from a corporation. Like what are your skills from your journey of hurt, pain, emptiness? Those are skills. You can share how you work through those. You can share what you did to begin again. You can share how much it hurt and allow others to understand that even though those things may have hurt you, you were able to work through those things. Those are skills. Like, I'm being honest with myself, like what I have been sharing on my channel, they've been getting views on the shorts. I have so much more to say, and I'm noticing on the videos that aren't even a good 10 minutes, 12 minutes long, it's very, very, very pitiful. But the shorts, they have some traction. I only have 1 subscriber at this time. I'm not quite sure why that is, with having as many views as I have. So YouTube is interesting now. You know, I know that you do have to get out and grind and just work hard. But for me, I am in a season, because I am very good and grown, like good and grown, very seasoned. I am not in the space or the vein of overworking myself. I'm still healing, honestly. And there are just so many things that overworking is not. If you're working from home, and especially being able to share your story and putting out things that you have gone through, this is freedom in my mind. It's like, why am I having to show up in such a hardcore way? Like hustle, grit, grind, all of that is over for me. So yeah, but I just know that we all have a story. Everyone has a story, and whatever your story is, you should be open to share it, because there are so many people, due to the pandemic, that have gone through a lot. Pre-pandemic, so many people have gone through a lot, and we need healing. So yeah, I guess I just came on to share that for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe again it was for me to get my clarity of where I should be on my YouTube platform and how I should be showing up for others. I'm done rambling, and I'll be showing up again. Not quite sure still of how that will be, but this was a message that I feel I needed to get out. All right, love y'all much. Stay up, be easy, be light, and enjoy your Tuesday.